Okay, so here's the deal. I just show up to my favorite place. My phone keeps blowing up. And everybody's asking me, Benji, what's your take on impeachment? Okay, here's the deal. We oftentimes find employers who they fire somebody. We know that it's because they are, for example, discriminating against a woman for being pregnant. And so we engage with the employer and we say, look, we know that you fired this woman because she was pregnant. And they say, no. The reason why we fired her was she was a bad employee. We know that it's just simply not true. So then we engage in what's called discovery. We find an email between the CEO of the company and the CFO of the company explaining that the employee, our client, was being fired because she was pregnant. And that's exactly what we see in the impeachment debate. You have a conditioning of aid on the investigation of the Bidens. They have them dead. It's very clear. There's text messages, there's all sorts of stuff, but let's give the pretextual bullshit explanation that the reason the aid was held back was that they needed a commitment for anti-corruption. But unfortunately, there are documents, text messages, and human beings who testified to the fact that no, the aid was specifically held back in order to obtain investigations into Donald Trump's political rival. The firing of our client is akin to the conditioning of the aid on the investigations into the Bidens. Then what you have is the pretextual bullshit. We fired her because she was not a good employee. And then the Trump version is, no, we wanted more commitment. What you have in both scenarios is you have the discovery of documents and evidence which show that the pretexts are bullshit. Like that I had to stop my walk and 3 people to explain this to you? Not necessarily, but I did it because I'm for the people. I've been waiting a long time. Such a long time. Now let's deal with the argument like, oh wait, but they released the money. Trump released the money on September 11th. Yeah, but hold up. It's because 2 days before the whistleblower complaint on September 9th came out. And then they released the money. They're like, no, it wasn't pregnancy discrimination. And we're like, here's the email, bitch. And they're like, all right, we'll pay you the money. Trump paid that settlement. He always does. Come on, bring the headlines up. Settlement. That's like the employer paying a $10 million settlement because of the pregnancy discrimination. You'd be like, the pregnancy discrimination didn't happen because we paid a $10 million settlement. No, you idiot. And if they withheld the aid because they were waiting on more money coming from European nations, why did they release the aid without getting more money from other European nations? I don't think that question's been answered. I don't think it will. It's your boy Benji Smith from Smith & Benowitz.